Today we're going to continue on the progression of the layout, as well as tinkering with the idea of putting a staging yard underneath the layout, and as well as putting a helix up in that corner over there. Alright, so we're going to start up on this side as usual, and like I said guys, when you're working on your layout, you'll be surprised on how fast stuff accumulates on top. Man, trying to keep it organized and neat is probably one of the difficult things to do when building a layout. Anywho, so let's start off with the corner over here. As you can see, I installed the plywood up on top, as well as the middle module, and coming over here to the last module. Yeah, it went pretty good. I'll show you guys what I used. So this is what I used to screw down the plywood to the frame, and it went pretty good. So what I did was I pre-drilled before I screwed them in, made sure that everything is held down properly. Alright, so we're under the possibly, maybe, helix section. So you can see my block terminal here that I put up. That's what's connecting the two modules together here. I only ran one set of wires. I was supposed to do two, but I'm putting that on hold for the helix. Alright, so going on to the, I guess, third module, the straight one, there's the other block section. There's the other terminal block, and you can see buses going from the left and to the right. The black and white is only one. That's only because I have tracks going on the wall side and the fascia side. So when I run my drop-down wires, my feeder wires, they'll connect. I don't have to stretch them out and everything. So there's the other terminal block there. I got some extra terminal blocks. That's going to be for the block detector for the ESU. And now we come to the last module. As you can see, I'll zoom in. There's that block terminal there, and again you'll see this time you'll have the black and red bus line going left and right, as well as the DCC blue and white bus line. This one here only does a loop, so alright, so the glue is finished drying, I hope. I'm gonna walk through what I did here and what I used. So let's start off with what I used. So to glue the styrofoam down, I used PL900. By LePage Construction Adhesive. And this is styrofoam friendly. Works friggin' amazing. I love it. Glued down the section over here. After I did the way I glued it, I should have taken pictures, but I didn't. I did the outline of the section, then I did like wiggly lines, and then I smoothed it all out. Then I put the styrofoam on top, and then I waited. Same thing over here. So this section over here, like so. This section here is all glued down. This section right here is not. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do like a coastal thing over here. So I cut out the styrofoam to mimic like a coastal line or cliffs or stuff. So I'm not sure yet. So that's not glued down. That is. And for laying tracks, what I am going to do first is I'm going to do this section here, and then I'm going to continue on with this section. So as you can see with the section with the helix, I haven't glued any styrofoam down, only because I'm gonna probably end up cutting it out so that when it comes up over here and attaches to the outer main line. So, but what I did do is, which is good news, I used my track that I have for, what was it, V11, my version 11, which is the elevated or banked curves. And it fits nicely right inside this section. So that's what I think I'm gonna do is, as I'm making the helix, I'm gonna use the Kato track to run it. And then over here, I haven't done anything yet. So I did a lot of cleaning, try to organizing. So I'll do one more overpass. So I'm happy with the progression. Oh yeah, before I forget, what I did do over here was to tape the sections of styrofoam together, I was using tuck tape. You can see that probably right there. Tuck tape. Now this is really shiny, and painting it, I think I'm gonna come up with a problem. So I bought, what did I get? I bought just masking tape. So this is section I taped on top of the tuck tape, and it's like sticking pretty good. And with the masking tape, it's easy to paint. So I think I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm gonna do that all the way around. Okay, so I've made a final decision on how this is gonna happen. Essentially, the original plan was having these 3 lines run around the layout and then have a double line elevated track for my bullet trains. Scratching that. Reason for that is so I can use this spot over here as the go down to the helix under here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put staging yard on this side and most likely a staging yard on that side. So I'm gonna have the staging yard over here for my passenger trains, and then over here is gonna be for the freight. Now, another reason why I'm scrapping that idea for the elevated line is because right here, if I was to do an elevated up here, there would have been the go back track, if you want to call it, underneath, and then the other 3 lines. Then it would not leave me much room in the middle for anything. So what I'm gonna do is eastbound or southbound, whatever, going this way, and then the other way, the return line, is gonna be over here, which is gonna give me more than enough room to put a couple of industries or maybe even a city on this one, how I want it to do. And then over here will be the come around and then the coastal line. I may still put an elevated line on here, but it's going to be a single track, and that will most likely be for the Shinkansen 500, the really long one. So what I'm going to do is now, this is being put on hold again, like I said, because of the helix. I have to buy a jigsaw, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying down cork on this one just to do this section. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to test fit some tracks over here just to see how it's going to go. But it's definitely going to go over here. I'm going to definitely start over here, and then the switching between the 3 main lines, I was going to do it on the front side, but I'm actually going to do it on the back side here. So, all right, I'm gonna get to it over here. All right, so to do this part of the layout, this is what I'm using. Nope, I am not using scenic glue. I bought this bottle to try it out. It works good. Woodland scenic glue works really good, but it's just too expensive. So I kept the bottle when I was done with it. I'm using Elmer's glue to put that down, using a piece of scrap styrofoam to smooth it out, and playing some music to get myself going. So I'm gonna continue on, and I'm gonna set up my laser so that way I have a straight line over here. And as well, for cork, this is what I'm using. It's made by Midwest Products and Scale Cork Glue Bed. Alright, so I got the first line glued down and pinned down. And then I got the outer one glued down, pinned down, and I ran out of pins. I'm gonna have to wait until the 2 lines of cork bed finish glued, then recycle the pins and start all over again. This part that I'm gonna be doing is not a how-to, but it's how I'm doing. I have my laser, jotted down my lines for my outside line, and then I'm pulling the pins off of this one. I'm gonna set the glue, so I'm gonna put this on fast forward because I am gonna be playing some music and I don't wanna be infringing any copyrights, so. All right, so as that is there, I'm gonna let it glue. I'm gonna see if I can find some more pins so I can do another section. And then after that, I have to go to my local hobby store because I need more of these left-hand turnouts. All right, as we progress. All right, I found it, I did it, I bought it. Oh man, that hurt me. So friggin' bloody expensive, these things. It's okay, it's gonna leave, actually it's gonna save me a lot of room. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Anyways, okay, so continuing on, I have glued down this whole section. Ta-da! All right, so I had to change things up a bit. I had to move everything. It's actually not going to be there. It's going to be further back. It's going to be in that area, and that's because of the cross beam that's underneath. And that goes right there, and obviously it's gonna have to go back a little bit more. But if I kept it over there, then these are gonna be right on top of the cross beam, and then the Smale switch motor, it's not gonna work. So I had to shift everything this way a little bit. So that way I have a place to mount the Smale switch motor. All right, so as I said, I put these middle pieces in here for the crossover. This one here, I'm gonna leave it. I'll probably put like a road going into the distance. I don't know, over there. And I'm gonna set some stuff up. I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking of doing for this section. All right, so yeah, unfortunately, this bad boy got damaged in the move. Missing a pillar, 2 pillars here, and another pillar there. Yeah, so this is my idea. All of these are all drive-throughs for boxcars. So I'll put a switch there, run a line through, drop off boxcars, and da-da-da-da-da, and then put another switch right here. It would be nice if I can show the front, but unfortunately I can't really do that. But I think it'll look cool like that. And then over here I can put like a street, alleyway. And I'm thinking of maybe putting a couple of modern buildings up over here, because I do have the town and factory kit that I still have to put together. And I still have, okay, so I do have the coal mine. I already know where that's going. This one, I'm not too sure, but that's the engine house. And then my castle. I think I'm gonna put it right there, like a mountain, whatever, we'll see. This is for the engine repair shed. And then after this one here is the grain facility. That one is going over here. This line that's buried. Then like I said, the coal is going over here. My tables are getting dirty. I have to put everything away. And coming over here that's the power plant. So that's where the coal is gonna be being delivered to. And yeah. So I'm gonna concentrate on this section. Let me know what you guys think about this. Definitely something to think about. So yeah, like I said, I'm thinking of putting that there, which is probably my best bet. So I can run a line there, a spur, and then after just put some buildings over here. I think the next thing to do is possibly start laying out track and drilling holes for my feeders, and also setting up for the switch motors. But we gotta let that one dry. Yep. Alright, so toying with the idea of a staging yard under here, I'm thinking about doing 7 feet long. As you can see where the laser hits, that's 7 feet. From there the way to the end of this turnout. Reason for this is because of my Shinkansen 500. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cars. So I think I'm gonna do that. So a 7-foot staging yard underneath. Here, I'm gonna have my turnout ladder. Where's my favorite? Come all the way like down this way. What I wanna do is I wanna keep it really tight. So if we do an aerial view, this one track that's together, the double track, I want to keep it like that. So I have to look into turnouts. This number 6 turnouts, they put too much spacing in between. Or either that, I might just go with the number 6 turnouts. It'd be easy to, you know, get your fingers to pull out the cars. Maybe. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So just toying with the idea, as I said. Looking good so far. Some of it I can double up on the trains. Like you can see the TGV Tireless over there. I can do the TGV Tireless and then do the TGV Laria right here, because I have to reduce the cars for the train so that they can fit in this passenger station here. The bullet trains, I think I'm still gonna do an elevated track. I don't think I'm gonna do double this time though. Might be just single. I don't know. We'll see. So, as we progress, okay.